Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and it is the first Tuesday of the month. And if you're an Unreal Engine user, you know exactly what that means. It is time for Unreal Christmas in March. Yes, the first Tuesday of every month, Epic Games gives away a number of assets free for that month. They are free, air quotes around free, for the duration of that month. Completely free to purchase, but you only have until the first Tuesday of next month to do so. Also, there is one addition to the permanently free collection, which obviously has no time limit. So now we're going to go hands-on with several of the assets. This one is probably my favorite. This is the, it's like Greenwich Village or something to that effect. Greenwood Village, perhaps. I'll get you the exact name in a second. But here you can see everything you need, a modular kit to create this stylized fantasy village, or we could say this lifelike Dutch village. So yeah, everything you're seeing here is part of the asset. Really nice looking module kit for sure. You're seeing this in Unreal Engine 5, by the way. Here we see it with the night cycle. Let's go ahead and check out the night version of it in action instead. Exact same thing, obviously, at night. So you see here the houses light up. You have controls for stuff like that. But yeah, really great package on the whole. There's also a kind of an overview, so it is Greenwood Village. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overview. This is all the modules that go together to create it. So here we have the stuff that populates the scenes, the signs, the vegetables, the buildings, and so on and so forth. Obviously quite modular, fairly low polygon on the whole. And then we have some tileable terrain maps that can all be used together. Obviously, you can snap these together and create any kind of terrain you wish. And we even have an animated waterfall and an animated stream. So on the whole, a very nice looking pack. Obviously, it would have to fit your game's art style to be of that much use to you. But this is a relatively standard low poly, lo-fi kind of art style. So you could probably mix this in with something like Cinti assets, which by the way are currently on sale on Humble Bundle right now. Maybe a little bit of a change. I kind of want your opinion. Do you think this would mesh with Cinti's style? Let me know. Comments down below. So that's the first asset. So the next one is pretty straightforward on the whole. It's a bicycle. So we're going to go ahead and open that one up. Let's bring in, oh, it's not the demo, it's the map. This one is quite literally bicycle. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to exit out of immersive mode, and I will show you this guy running. It is animated bicycles, ready to go in your game. So you see here you've got the wheels being done, different speeds, faster speeds, so on. So there are the various different animations, and including we've got character animations for getting off and getting on the bicycle, although I do wonder if that on vice is literally the off reversed. I'm curious. I'm not actually sure. I think so. So anyways, a number of animations required to work with the bicycle as well as an animated bicycle. Pretty straightforward, that particular pack is. Now the last one I'm going to showcase today is the bridges one. This one's actually kind of neat. I'll show you the demonstration scene for it. This one is a set of modern style suspension bridges. So you can see here 4 different versions of it in action. Each one of these is blueprint driven, so you've actually got control over how they're created. So you see here we've got a standard style suspension bridge, and then we've got like an arch style over here, and then we even have one here with the train encompassed style going on. So you got multiple different styles of bridges, multiple different configurations on them. So I'll go ahead, I'll select this bridge right here. You're going to see they are blueprint controlled. So you see over here you've got the bridge V1, V2. So you got 2 separate blueprint sets to go there. The bridge V1, we'll come down here and we'll take a look. So there are controls over how the bridge is constructed. So we go, where are they? Default right here. So the bridge style, you see it over here. I'll switch the style out. So now we're at bridge style 2. Bridge style 1. So you got those multiple different sets there, and then you've got 2 versions of this to work with. So you got the V2 as well, with the different sets of styles going on as well. And then you've got controls over things like extension of this bridge from the second portion. So you see you can extend it out, fit it into your world. Pretty straightforward asset on the whole. So if you need to add a bridge to your game, you've got multiple different bridges, multiple different styles to work with here, and they're all blueprint driven, so you can configure them how you like. Pretty nice asset on the whole there as well. So that is it for the hands-on demonstration portion of this. Everything else is basically the one required me to create a new project, and the other one kind of requires a little bit more depth to explain. So here we are looking at the assets. Again, you have until the first Tuesday in April to buy these things. Literally just go in, add it to your cart. Mine says right on review because I've already added it to my cart. Add all 5 to your cart, check out, and you are done. So here you see the bicycle with the animations, pretty straightforward on the whole. It is rigged. There are 11 animations, 4K textures, 16 textures total, and an animated bicycle. So again, pretty straightforward asset. Then we've got the bridges one. Easily create bridges with settings to modify the length of the bridge and the depth of the concrete pillars. There's the 2 bridge styles we saw in the demonstration. Pretty straightforward, again, asset, not a lot of explanation required on that one. This is one, I couldn't demonstrate it to you because it requires you to create a new project to do so, and I didn't really feel like doing so. It is a restaurant. It's a contemporary restaurant. So basically, it's all the assets you see here. We got kind of a summary shot of the various things that go together to create this asset. So again, if you need tables and kitchenware and chairs and fans and so on, the things you need to create a modern contemporary. Does that make sense? Modern contemporary. Yeah, I guess so. Modern contemporary restaurant using these assets. That is what this pack is all about. Again, this one is interesting in that it's a create a project one instead of add to project. I have no idea why you would have to create a project for this one, but that's the way it was implemented. I find that a little bit on the annoying side. Textures are between 128 by 128 up to 4K. There's 29 meshes in this one, 48 materials, 26 textures. And it is, again, a bunch of assets you need to go ahead and create a restaurant scene. And then we've got the Greenwich Village, probably my favorite asset in this pack, if I'm honest. I always like these kind of assets. They're the ones that kind of jump out at me the most. It's a flexible set of 3D models, materials, and particles for a cute fairy tale style. Again, we saw the summary objects, everything that you used to make it, plus the modular landscapes as well. Day and night cycle setups. Pretty straightforward setting here as well, 100 objects. There's nothing really out there in this pack for the most part. These free assets this month. The only one that's a little bit requiring explanation is the next one. But this one's got 146 meshes in it with up to 3,600 polygons per object, between 512 and 2K textures on this particular asset. And then we've got this one. This is the Journeyman's Mini Map, a flexible, optimized mini map and fog of war systems. Add a stylish border or bordered mini map, borderless or bordered mini map to your game. Hook up your own gameplay-driven animations. Enable fog of war for limited vision. So again, if you want to create a mini map in your game or you want to implement fog of war in your environment, that is what this asset is all about. Probably the most interesting of the assets here. It's definitely more content driven. Let me know if you're interested in seeing this guy in action. I could jump into it in a little bit more detail. So you can create rectangular, circular, bordered, and borderless and transparent mini maps. Again, it's got fog of war capabilities as well. All features are in Blueprints and C++. It is network compatible, works on Windows and Mac developed environments. Interestingly, it says it only targets those environments as well, but I generally doubt that's the case. So if you want to implement a mini-map or fog of war in your game, that is what this asset is all about. Probably, again, the most complex asset in this pack, or at least the one that requires the most explanation. And again, if you want to see this one in action, I may do a follow-up video on it. I don't think there'll be enough interest, but if there is, do let me know in comments. Maybe I will do a follow-on. And then finally, we have one more for the permanently free collection, and that is this guy right here. So it's the Realistic Starter VFX Pack Volume 2. This will be free forever. Realistic Starter VFX Pack Volume 2 for starting or creating your own project, not from scratch. So if you want to create things like sparks, flamethrowers, electric sparks, a variety of different smoke effects and so on. That's what this pack is all about. Pretty straightforward. We all use explosions. I'm saying pretty straightforward a lot, but I guess this whole pack is, on the whole, pretty straightforward. So we've got blood, environment, explosion, fire, Molotov, flamethrower, destructive hit, smoke, steam, sparks, water, fish, and bubbles in this particular pack. So there's 56 total effects in there. They use 53 textures, 53 materials, 51 textures, 1 blueprint, 5 unique meshes, and yeah. So interesting, it says PC and these are always borderline useless, it seems, for some strange reason, because they say, okay, we only work on these packs, but then you go and use it on the other platforms and they work just fine. So normally it just means that is the platforms the developer actually tested on. So you can see all the various different effects that are here, and yeah, interesting pack. No pressure on this one because it's in the permanently free collection. You can grab it whenever you want. Now, in terms of actually getting these things, head on over into the Epic's Games Launcher or go to the Epic Marketplace in the web browser. Go to free, and you will find the free for this month here under the free for this month category. Everything we just talked about right there. Again, just come on in and add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, and check out. And then we go over here, and we've got the permanently free collection, and that the new VFX pack is there as well. By the way, this one they added last month. If you didn't see the Asset Town, that was a really cool pack, and it might actually mesh with this month's Fantasy Village, though I don't know why you would have a modern town beside a fantasy village, but the art style is pretty consistent between them. Again, it's along the lines of that Cinti art style. And again, there is that Humble Bundle going on right now as well, and it works with Unreal Engine. So they've actually got Unreal Engine assets from Cinti, low polygon assets in a number of environments on sale on Humble right now, worth checking out. But today, we are talking about the Unreal Engine free stuff, and a nice new collection going on here. In terms of can you use these in other engines, generally the answer is yes, unless they're directly provided by Unreal Engine or something that Unreal Engine acquired, but there is work involved in doing so. I've done some tutorials on doing that. Just search for Gamefromscratch Unreal Engine export. You'll find a couple of tutorials on how to do so. But yeah, nice little pack this month. Like I said many times, pretty straightforward on the whole. An animated bicycle, procedural bridges, well, semi-procedural bridges, configurable bridges, I guess we would say, a contemporary restaurant assets, fantasy village assets, and a mini-map / fog of war system are this month's free. And then in the permanently free collection, we get a new VFX starter pack for things like bloods, explosions, fires, and so on. Let me know what you think of this month's stuff. Are you impressed? And again, the same question I ask every single month if you are not an Unreal Engine user, is all of this free stuff on a monthly basis starting to tempt you just a little? Let me know that. Comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.